So as almost always happens when you are trying to do something quickly, because you got a time schedule, all things go wrong. We managed to go through 3 different drill bits, not drill bits, but driver bits, in a matter of minutes. No, those stay on. Hey, it's Jeff from the Great Heights and Barely Controlled Chaos, and today we're going to be doing something new, but I've got some helpers with me.
Hey, it's Liam. Hey, it's Katie.
Hey, it's Abby. Hey, it's Gabe. Hey, it's Lino. Hey, it's Ellie. Hey, it's James.
Hey, it's Colby.
Hey, it's Colby, and we got John Paul over there. So they're all going to help me today, and today we're going to be continue building the greenhouse. Alright, like I said, what we're going to do today is we're going to finish up the greenhouse. I had an epiphany, and it came from another YouTube channel about how to how to create the door. And that was my biggest sticking point up to this point, was trying to create the door. What I was trying to figure out, is how do I actually create a nice door without going out and buying a door or making something that looks ugly. So I tried, I'd done some experimentation with splitting some of the boards, some of the cedar, because like I said, we've got tons of cedar out here. I tried splitting those, and, making some boards for it. I tried doing it with like a homemade chainsaw sawmill, and my saw is just it's a great saw and I love it, but it's not quite, doesn't have quite the motor that you need to do that kind of thing. We managed to get one nice board out of it, but we weren't able to get too far with it because like I said, it really just it's not designed for that. So what we're gonna do, what they did in the other channel that I was talking about, and I will include a card to their greenhouse build, because theirs is much nicer than the one we're going to build. Actually, it's much bigger, and they did a lot more infrastructure build on it. We'll see how well that works out for us and them, but I'll include a card up above for that. But what we're going to do is I'm going to frame in a door with 2x4s, and then I'm going to cover it with plastic, which I don't know why, for some reason that didn't occur to me. So what we're going to do here, I bought just a little bit of lumber today, just to do the door, and then some 2x6s here. I bought a couple of 2x6s to make the frame for the bed. We got an old pallet right here that my son is going to start taking apart, and we're going to use that for the we're going to use that for the slats across the bottom of the bed. We bought some landscaping, some burlap, so that we can pile dirt on top of that. Then for the legs to hold it up, because what I want to do is I want to hold it up about 3 feet up off the ground. And so what I'm going to do is I've got 2 logs here, this one, and spin around, that one right there, that we're going to cut down to about 3 feet. We're going to cut in a notch at the top, and then screw the bed right into that, so it's got really nice legs for it. And one of these is oak, so we're going to play with the chainsaw a little bit and get those cut up into where we want them, and then we'll be ready to go. So I'll go ahead and put the time lapse on, and you can watch us get to work. Alright, so we're out in the greenhouse now. We're going to take some measurements real quick and figure out exactly how big that bed can be. What we're thinking is we want it to come out about halfway across, right?
Yeah.
About halfway across. Sorry, I should show you who I'm talking to. So we're thinking about halfway across this thing. Give about a foot from the door so that she has room to get in, because it is a relatively small greenhouse. It's only about 6 feet tall, and just over 10 feet long. So we should have the lumber to do that. And then you saw, I just made the legs for it. I made them just a little over 3 feet tall, so that it'll come up. It'll be just about, about this tall for working at. I figure that'll be good. And on this side of the greenhouse, what we're thinking is put the beds on this side, and then on this side of the greenhouse we'll be able to put buckets with different plants in them and stuff like that along the side there. Next step after we measure this and cut the bed up and bring the bed out and get it mounted is we're gonna my other son is gonna come out here with the sawzall, and he's gonna cut these things so that they'll go around the outside edge of so that they match the outside edge of the hoop there. And then for the door, I'm just gonna measure. We'll put one beam across here, across the top, and then build a frame that goes inside that, and then we have the door. We'll just cover it with leftover plastic after we put the plastic over the top. So hopefully this will work out for us, right, Kate?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, let's go get measuring. So I misspoke while we were out there that the greenhouse is actually 12 foot deep. So I bought 8-foot boards, so that'll be plenty of space. We don't need to cut those. We do need to cut the side pieces. We're going to make it a 3-foot table and 8 feet long, and then that'll give them enough room for the planting and for the and still be able to move around in there, because again, it's a small greenhouse. But that's okay. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is create the beds. I got the 2x6s down here on the floor, so we're going to get those screwed together, and then we'll put the slats from the pallet that my son tore apart for us on the bottom of it. Then we'll carry it out there. Then we'll take the legs that we just created with the chainsaw out of those big logs. We'll take them out there. We're not going to try to attach it and move it. We've learned that before. We're going to take the bed out there. We're going to take the legs out. We'll attach them in place. We'll put I guess actually the next thing we'll do is actually cut the metal around the outside of the door, and then actually build the door, and we'll put the plastic on. Hopefully we can do that before these two have to go to work. So, because I'm going to need some tall people. Everybody else in our house is short. All right, so let's get going. So, lesson to be learned here. We bought there's a hole in my boot. Yeah. We bought these from the lumberyard, and I just kind of assumed that the 2x6s were going to be the same length. They're not. They're off by, you can actually see if you look at this thing.
About 4 inches.
About 4 inches difference. I've never seen that before. Anyway, so we're gonna have to pull this apart real quick and cut that, and then put it back together. So as almost always happens when you are trying to do something quickly, because you got a time schedule, all things go wrong. We managed to go through 3 different drill bits, not drill bits, but driver bits, in a matter of minutes. No, those stay on, just the ones on the end. So we originally put these 2 pieces of metal on the front end. I think based on what I saw from the other family, what I want to do is just do plastic over the whole end of it. So, alright, so what we're going to do here, we brought the bed out. We're going to get that mounted up real quick. And then we're going to start wrapping I'm going to get the kids to start wrapping the plastic around it while I try to get the door done. Because, of course, not only did my phone die, not only did we break 3 bits, but it's also started snowing. Snowing? It is January, so I guess that works out. So what we're doing here is we're using like roofing nails they got those nice big those things, so it'll hold the plastic on without tearing it. And I'm gonna start down at this end while he works on that end.
Nope, I am now cameraman.
Short, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's go corner to corner.
Now we'll get back in the
How
shelter.
short are you?
About a foot.
Big thing over here. Damn it. Alright, so we ran into a problem, and the problem was that the plastic I bought was too short. I'm gonna have to buy some more. It basically came to about here on the second loop over. We had plenty to do the front, but not enough to actually reach the ground. So we're gonna have to go get some more plastic, I guess, and then use what we've got. But we did get a lot done today. We got the bed in, which you can see. See the bed's in there, nice. We do have 1 sheet of plastic over it, and believe it or not, with just that sheet of plastic over it, it's actually a lot warmer in there than it was just starting. And then I'll come out and work on the door when after these guys are going to go to work here in a little bit. So I will work on the door separately. But we'll get that. I'll get the door done and probably plasticed in maybe and then we'll go get another piece of plastic another day. So that's it for today. If you've enjoyed this video so far, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below and share it with your friends so that they can learn from our mistakes, because once again, what do? We make mistakes. So, and until next time.